Good afternoon. I'm Deb Frodel. I am a C3E ambassador. I also serve on 2 corporate boards today in the cleaner transportation space. Before I do the introduction of our final award, I want to once again thank our sponsors. If it weren't for our sponsors, we could not have the Symposium and the C3E organization and days like today. So thank you so much for your continued sponsorship. We are most appreciative. So I have the distinct honor of recognizing a remarkable woman in leadership in clean energy. Please join me in congratulating Mira Inbar, our C3E Business Category Award winner. For the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of mentoring Mira. She's an incredible leader that exudes passion, commitment, focus for making a positive impact every day. She's a clean energy expert that spans strategy, innovation, commercial execution, and over her corporate career journey, she has made significant impact. She has had the courage to drive change in legacy, dirty industries to cleaner transportation strategies. Here are just a few highlights of Mira's journey. Early in her career, she joined Dow Chemical. She was one of the first 10 people to launch the Dow Kokum JV, the lithium-ion battery manufacturer now called Exalt. This was Dow's most differentiated effort towards clean energy away from the commodity businesses. She grew the organization from 10 to 300 people, built a customer pipeline from 0 to 500 million, and personally closed and negotiated and originated the first 3 deals for over $150 million of revenue. After Dow, Mira started her own consulting practice to support companies in their transition to clean technology. She led the largest corporate PPA deal to be signed in 2015 and the first renewable PPA to be signed by an industrial company, a 200 megawatt wind PPA in Texas by Dow Chemical. Mira then didn't have enough. She transitioned to the utility sector, joining NRG, where she built a new strategy team focused on aligning the retail business and renewable business. She believed there was a huge opportunity to combine commodity power with renewable businesses, and she advanced the company's first utility-scale wind developments. And today, Mira is building the residential business unit for the New Energies Group of North America for Shell, in their efforts to grow their power business to be the 4th largest business for the company. This includes M&A and strategic partnerships for Shell to be a major player in the United States. She has been intimately involved in the acquisition of Sonnen Batteries. Mira has been a clean energy leader for more than 12 years. She has made a positive impact across challenging legacy industries. I am very proud of her. She and all of her accomplishments and her commitment to continued diversity and inclusion. She is just getting started, and she will continue to be a force and have the courage and grit to continue to drive change and be just an outstanding role model and inspiration to all of us. Congratulations, Mira.
Thank you so much. It is so amazing to be here, and I am grateful just to be a part of this conference, let alone being on stage and being recognized by all of you. I want to thank Deb particularly because Deb has been an incredible mentor to me for 4 years, and it is so important to take the time to mentor and support one another. So thank you, Deb. I've spent the last decade working in big industry, first Dow Chemical, then NRG, and now Shell. I'm committed to transitioning these companies to a cleaner energy future because I firmly believe that only when the legacy giants transition can we achieve the carbon goals that will make life on Earth healthy and sustainable. For each win that I have accomplished, there have been plenty more failures. Change is hard. There are start-stops and political headwinds. At one point, we were too early, and now we're too late. In each company that I have worked in, there have been people who have said, "What makes you think we can do that? We've never done that." Those people are not the change makers. The change makers are patient and resilient in the face of doubt. The change makers are curious and comfortable not having all the answers. The change makers are dedicated to the long game, and they sustain their commitment despite the setbacks. The energy transition requires the change makers. I joined Shell pregnant, and I became a mother for the first time last year. Now, as a mom, I love more than I ever thought was possible. But I worry more too. Indeed, by 2030, the IPCC's target date to dramatically reduce carbon emissions so that we stay below 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming, my daughter will be 12. She will most definitely live in a more turbulent climate and world. I am the first mother in my San Francisco office, and transitioning back to work wasn't easy. I missed my daughter terribly. It took me many months to get my brain back to conference call mode and to develop a routine that made it simpler to pump in airports and during meetings. There have been many times when I have doubted myself, and I have doubted my decision to return to work. But this is a time when women are needed more, when mothers are needed more, to steadily push forward the transition to a cleaner economy. Who has more grit than a mom who has not slept more than 2 hours a night, but makes it on time to her early morning meetings? Who is more resourceful than a mother who can occupy her rambunctious toddler with funny faces while she is on a conference call? And who is more creative than a mother who is explaining the world to her child for the first time? Women have the empathy, the flexibility, and the resiliency needed for change. As mothers, we're not just in it for ourselves. That is why I'm dedicating my award to helping other new moms in clean tech transition back to the workforce. There just are not enough mechanisms in this country to help new moms in that period of time when we are least confident and most vulnerable. We either expect women to jump back in at 100% or not jump back in at all. So my vision is to use this award to help identifying ways that women could make it easier to go back to work, like establishing part-time or flexible work schedules, establishing pumping routines, or planning lunchtime visits with their little ones. We just cannot afford to lose new moms in clean tech. This year, it was a young girl named Greta who shook me with her clarity and resolve around the climate crisis. And millions of children protested in the streets telling adults to work harder. They are pushing us to do better, and I want them to know that there are people embedded deep in organizations who are working on transitioning to a cleaner economy. We are the women of clean tech, and we're in it for the long haul. Thank you so much for this recognition and the motivation you've just given me.